Hi, I'm Dave Wurzel, and you're watching PHTV4. And today we are at the McCord Gallery and Cultural Center in Palos Park. With me is the director, Carol Trzynski. Carol, thank you for being here this morning. And we're going to get a preview of an exhibit they have coming up this March, kind of a unique one, I think, too, especially with the diversity of the type of art we're going to see in it, right? Carol, can you tell us what is coming up in March?
So the month of March, our exhibit is called The Veterans Experience Through Art. And we were meeting veterans who were involved in different art forms to help them work through their experiences, to commemorate their service. And so we started to learn to involve all these artists in an exhibit. So all the paintings that you'll see when you're here are all created by veterans. And we have 14 veteran artists featured in this exhibit. They're all from the Midwest. Many of them are friends who know each other. Some are our own instructors and our own students here at McCord. There are many mediums represented, from watercolor to pastel, sculptures and pottery, digital art, and photography.
Okay, I was going to say, I think we have some of the artwork on the wall behind us and sculptures on either side of us as a sample. And it's kind of an interesting concept because you mentioned these aren't artists necessarily by birth, or this has been their vocation or calling, or they even necessarily went to school for it. They may or may not have, but it's been part of their recovery or their journey, towards a good or next life chapter or mental health in some way. Can you tell us, how did you decide on working with this exhibit?
It just sort of evolved. We met one artist. We saw that there were things going on in March. For example, on March 29th, it's Vietnam Veterans Day, which many people have not heard of, and we saw different locations commemorating that. So March sort of evolved into that month of the exhibit. And everything seems to happen for veterans, obviously in November for Veterans Day. And this was sort of like just a different timing of bringing this to the community.
As I say, it is a great idea when you think about it, because I think, I'm going to guess, not as a vet myself, but I know they get a lot of requests, in May and November, but there's still vets throughout the year.
Right.
Right. And here's a great window and an opportunity to, display, in this case, some of their artwork. So you want to check that out, the month of March, the Veterans Experience Through Art. Their art will be on display. You have other things going on related to this exhibit, though? Can you tell us what else will be going on?
We also saw this as an opportunity to not only showcase their work, but to also feature other events to share with the community. So we have several things planned. So first, on March 8th, which is a Saturday from 2 to 4, Steve Cost, who's a sculptor who's done some of the sculptures you'll see here, he will be here doing an artist talk. So he'll tell you about how he evolved into his medium and all his different experiences as in the military and the Navy.
I was to say, he's a very interesting person because he is one of the vets who is not an artist by trade. Matter of fact, he has another job. Yeah. I think his background is in iron welding, right?
Yes.
But that transferred to his artwork, right?
Yeah, and it did. And he uses all different kinds of scrap metals to create it. And he's also a local Palos Park resident. So we really appreciate him coming here on the 8th. Then on March 15th, at 10 a.m. we're having coffee with a World War II veteran, Howard Hill, and he'll be showing his photos and talking about his experiences. So that's another one that's great to see. And both of those are free to the public, so there's no charge for those. On the evening of March 27th at 7 p.m., we've partnered with the Palos Park Women's Club, and we will be having 3 female veterans in a panel discussion to talk about their careers, how they chose the military, and we're reaching out to the schools also, so it's a good experience if you have a student who's thinking of a career in the military to learn a little bit more about what they did in their experiences. And also on that day, author Neil Thompson, he wrote a book called Reckoning, Vietnam and America's Cold War, 1948 to 1991. He will also be on hand to talk about his book. And then we'll wrap up the month on March 29th, commemorating Vietnam Veterans Day. There will be a luncheon at 11 a.m., and we will be having the Joliet American Legion Band here, which is a 30-piece band, here at the McCord Gallery, entertaining us before lunch. The luncheon is free for vets, and it's $10 for guests. But we need you to make a reservation, so you can't just show up for that. We need to call us and reserve, and you can call 708-671-0648 if you'd like to come to the luncheon and make a reservation.
And so for that one, definitely a reservation. For the other, to come in and just see the art. Or what
Yes.
about if they want to check out the panel? Those are open, they don't need to
Yeah,
just come in?
Yeah, those are just open to the public. You can come anytime. The exhibit is up from March 1st to the 29th. Here at McCord, we're open Monday through Friday from 10 to 4 and Saturday to 11 to 4 if you just want to come and see the exhibit.
Okay. So a lot of great things going on in the month of March. Definitely come down to McCord Gallery and Cultural Center. Check out the Veterans Experience through art and obviously the activities and the guests you have coming in. A lot of great things going on. Can we get a sneak preview at anything else coming up later this spring?
Sure. Then in April, April 6th starts our next exhibit called Food for Thought. And it's tied to, every year McCord does their annual tea party. So this year it's Bon Appetit, and we'll have Leslie Goddard here portraying Julia Child, and will give us a history of Julia Child while we sip tea and have some snacks. And it's always a good time, and it always sells out. So tickets are $40, and that tea is going to be on Sunday, April 6th at 1 o'clock. So please call and make your reservations.
Okay. It sounds like that can be a fun event. And anything else going on, or how about the month of May maybe?
Yeah, so then after the tea and after the Food for Thought exhibit, it's going to be, the next exhibit is My Kind of Town, and it's going to feature artwork that maybe represents a town you live in, or a town you visited, or some other location that meant something to you. So they'll be fun. And both those exhibits will be juried exhibits, so we will be presenting awards and things like that to those artists.
All right, good. Well, a lot of cool things to look forward to this spring, kicking it off, starting with the Veterans Experience through art. Carol, thank you very much. Good luck with these exhibits. You've put together some great programming.
Thank you.
I'm Dave Worsley. You've been watching PHTV4, and we have been at the McCord Gallery and Cultural Center talking with Director Carol Trzynski about the spring shows coming up in 2025. Thank you for watching.